Okay, this is just an extension of the YZF 450. This is an RMZ 450 for Austin, a good buddy of ours. He wants to get a little bit of blueprint porting on this one, so I figured I would remember to video before starting to cut so I could kind of show a before and after. These, as in the 450, this is the valve seat area that I was talking about. Needs quite a bit of work here to blend that up with the combustion chamber, as well as on the intake valve. And then you can see the restriction area of right here around the valve guide. We're just going to lay that back a little bit on the intake side. Again, we're not going to go crazy in the valve guide area. There's a lot you can do there. And the back of your valve seat area, where it needs to be blueprinted in, it's undercut a little bit on this one on the floor side. It's a tough angle to see, but it does protrude. And there is a lip that's a restrictive, as well as enhances a negative swirl, and that's what we want to get rid of. Exhaust is still dirty, haven't cleaned it yet, but the bridge is quite wide and quite slow on its radius. We're going to roll that down a little bit, not take too much material. Again, I always stress that every time I talk about this, and you'll hear it over and over from me, but the trick is to not take too much material and hog everything big. And the intake divider, this one has a hiccup in it right here, a big hump. We're going to straighten that out a little bit without taking too much. And if I get the angle here, lighting's tough, but anyway, right down the side of this port is the casting seam, and we're going to knock the casting seam down and polish that out. So that's the gist of that's basically how they look stock, and that's what the assembly line deems as acceptable. Although the engineers, when they designed this thing, had a much different picture in mind. But there's the engineer, and then there's the real world, and that's what blueprinting is all about. No super fancy flow bench work here. We're just going to make this thing run like the engineers intended. Alright, stay with us. We're going to go on pause and get to work, and we'll shoot it as we go.